B through Z. I'm the start. War never changes. Every heart returned to darkness. If only I could be so grossly incandescent. My life with this. I'm the weapon.
All right, welcome to B through Z. This is episode 1 of our podcast. Currently, it's just the two of us. My name is Robbie, also known as Zilrog1 on PSN, and Fully Fledged Pilot on Steam. I'll write my name down somewhere on the website so you know how to spell it. I'm here with Miguel.
Hello, my name's Michael. You can find me on the PSN as El Burbujas or on Steam as Daddy Beard.
Tell us about your background, Michael. What makes you qualified to talk about video games?
I'm qualified to talk about video games. Let me tell you something. I'm qualified to talk about video games because I've been gaming my entire life, or at least since I was 4. And that's basically when your life starts.
That's all that matters. Everything before that was
I started out like everybody else with a Nintendo Entertainment System.
NES.
And then, I don't ever remember when, but I got an SNES pretty quick after that. And ever since then, I've just been bouncing around between consoles and PC, and I'm
dreamy. Tell me more.
Well, when I was a kid once, I was sitting there playing Ninja Gaiden on the SNES, and it was just an experience I couldn't...
Was it the first time you experienced a hard-on? Is that what happened?
Oh, yeah. First boner, Ninja Gaiden.
Well, for me, pretty much the same exact story, so we're not very special, because you just, stole my childhood, is what you just did.
I'm going to go ahead and assume 90% of male gamers in their 20s started out the exact same way.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's all about the same time where our parents had an NES, and then they were like, we liked it. I remember probably my first memory of gaming was trying to get good at not looking at the controller and catching that early. And then when I was like a junior in high school, seeing my girlfriend try to play video games and her doing that, and I'm like, this was basic life structuring work here. Like, I did this when I was like 5. What are you doing at your age not knowing how to do this? And so we broke up, and I've been lonely ever since. But that is the gamer's tale. Yeah. I think you just stole my first gaming and girlfriend experience. I'm sorry about that. Well, so I think we should jump right into it. We're starting the show right after the Game Awards happened and right after PSX happened, so why don't we move on to talking about some of the shit that happened at the Game Awards, huh?
All right. Bum, bum, bum. Game Awards.
Game Awards.
Annual Game Awards. So there is some... I didn't write down everything because I don't think everything needs to be said about the Game Awards that hasn't already been talked about. So, I've just written down a few bullet point things that I found interesting or topical.
Please bring them up.
So I'm gonna go in reverse order from least important to most important. Best narrative.
You're actually doing this. You're considering some of these things more important than another.
Of course.
All right, good. I like it.
I think so. The first notable thing that is the least important that I found was best narrative winner was a game called Her Story. Have you ever played that game?
Nope.
It is a game on Steam. It is a FMV game. Mm-hmm. It is one of the most interesting video games I've ever played that it could, maybe not be considered a video game by people that are closed-minded. Basically, it's a game where you're a person looking back through old files on a computer, trying to piece together a narrative through 6-8 second videos. You just search, but you have to search for the videos yourself with keywords. So, say for example, you type in the word murder, it'll bring up every video that the person in the video said the word murder.
Wow.
And it's just like a really good 2-hour experience. And I'm so surprised it won, and I'm super happy that it did because I was pretty sure that Life is Strange was going to win.
Isn't Her Story some sort of spiritual successor to Dear Esther or something like that?
I have no idea.
Okay. I could be totally wrong there, so don't take that. Yeah. I
played the game, just heard about it, and I played it, and I was just surprised to see it at the Game Awards because, I didn't hear.
That's cool, though. That's cool that it brought a little game like that. And that won Best Narrative?
Yeah, Best Narrative.
Nice. Suck It, Life is Strange.
The next interesting topic winner was the best indie game and winner of the best sports game. Rocket League.
Rocket League!
So excited about Rocket League. I'm a huge Rocket League fan in the studio today.
Okay, yeah. Yes, Rocket League, yes.
Yeah.
I love Rocket League.
I think everyone loves Rocket League.
I don't know. I have a friend who doesn't love Rocket League, and he'll burn in hell for it. It will happen. But yeah, he was saying, and because on Steam you got Rocket League and Portal 2 for free, not for free, but you got copies of them if you bought the Steam controller. And all, like, me and a bunch of my friends from California bought the Steam controller, and so we all got Rocket League that way. But my buddy Jake, and I'm name dropping him right now just in case he's listening, Jake Fry. Also, he's a new main character of the Assassin's Creed game, which is kind of cool.
Wow, that's
like the new main character's name is Jake Fry. This is kind of interesting. But he doesn't like Rocket League. He says he doesn't like soccer. He doesn't like racing games. So why would he like a game with the two of them combined?
I think that's the whole point of Rocket League. That's the point. Is that people? I hate soccer.
Me too.
And I dedefinitely don't like racing games.
Me too.
And there's something so beautiful and satisfying about playing Rocket League.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could say that will do the game justice. You have to go out and play it.
And I think it's really cool that they won something this time, because they did have a game before this. This is essentially the second game that they've made in the same type of genre that they made up. Super acrobatic. It was like SAP BRC or something like that. Super acrobatic power battle race car, something like that. And that one didn't get nearly as much advertising or anything. And so for them to come out of nowhere, Psyonix, I think is the name of the developer. Not out of nowhere, because they also have a couple of games like Nosgoth, which are really cool. But to show up with this one, and for this one to get as much praise and attention as it did, I think very well deserved.
I agree. And winning 2 awards at a Game Awards, like for an indie game.
Oh yeah.
Like an indie game beating out, the staples like, NBK 2016. Like,
thank God too, right?
Like those kind of games, nobody cares about the sports game because it's just one of those stupid annual games. But then this game comes out on top, and you're like, wow, that's just
a game showing
inspiring.
that sports games can actually be cool.
Yeah, and sports games usually not cool.
No,
but if you're a sports game fan, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
The next notable thing, which I'm just going to skip straight to, the most important thing, was Game of the Year, which I've seen a huge split in the gaming community. Which I've so after Fallout 4 came out, everyone was saying obviously Fallout 4 is going to win. Even before Fallout 4 came out, people were saying Fallout 4 is going to win.
I do want to throw something out real quick. Me, you, and our buddy Sam went to pick up Fallout 4 the night of.
Yeah. And
we got hard copies because I am still kind of a PS4 virgin, and these guys taught me the ways of how quickly the PS4 storage can fill up, so I should get it as a game. And we're sitting there in the car and eating our Carl's Jr., and you said, I think you said it would be Game of the Year. Turn off your goddamn phone. What the fuck is this?
Sorry.
That's fine. I got it too. It's a group thing.
Group message, god damn it.
But yeah, I think it was either you or Sam said it was going to be Game of the Year, like right then and there, which is just a little thing to add on to this, which I thought was kind of fun.
But, surprise, surprise, kind of, Fallout 4 did not win. Game of the Year went to Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. And goddamn, if that ain't, an upset for some people.
The reason The Witcher 3 won is because it has boobs in it.
That's a reason.
Very, very nice, well sculpted boobs. Right?
Yeah. I mean, that's...
Don't leave me hanging here. There's some nice titties there.
Believe me. I appreciate that those moments in the game. Robbie and I are still working through The Witcher 3. We have yet to beat it.
Yes.
But just to the point I have already started seeing reasons why Witcher 3 has beat Fallout 4. I think Fallout 4 it can be the best gaming experience you can ever have in a game for some people. And for other people, it's just a fun time. Because here's what I think. So Fallout 4 is such a free... there's so much agency for you in Fallout 4. There's no control to what you're doing at any given moment, usually.
Right.
Usually. And because of that, people have such varying degrees of experiences in that game. Some of them, like some people just play through the main quest right away, and it's like, oh, the game was cool. And some people explore, and
those people are called video game sociopaths, by the way.
Yeah, looking at you, Sam. But The Witcher 3 gives you a huge immersive experience with a huge sense of agency, while at the same time constructing a very, very powerful narrative that you can't really get away from unless you decide to do side quests for like 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
And I think that's why The Witcher 3 won, is it has while being a game that gives you a lot of control, it still had a very controlled narrative, and it was very cohesive and easy for a person, if you were able to get through it, to appreciate.
Yeah, no, and like you said, I haven't gone through it either. But I mean, the amount of time that I put into it, it was like when I heard that Witcher 3 won over Fallout, it was like it wasn't even bittersweet. It was like both of them deserved it.
Yeah.
And so, and a lot of people, the Fallout fanboys in particular, haven't seemed to notice that yet. They're still like, what the hell? That's bullshit.
Yeah.
But I think CD Projekt Red, they also won Developer of the Year,
Yeah,
didn't
they won Game Developer of the Year. And I think that's because...
That has to that coincides with why that game was Game of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know about this developer until I borrowed Witcher 3 from my friend, and he showed me the like legendary, game collection box, and it was signed by all the developers inside the box.
Yeah.
And it just came with everything that you would want as like from gamers from back in the past, where you experience getting all these cool collectibles.
You get your manual,
get
all that stuff.
Art book and all the stuff you love. You get it all in one place, and it's really well thought out. And
yeah, it's cool. I mean, that game, and the fact that they did, they did weekly DLC for weeks after it came out for free and stuck to it. I'm not gonna say that there weren't any bugs, because I don't know for certain. There's very well possibly, but from what I saw, from what I kept up with on Reddit and everything, and when I was playing, I didn't come into contact with a single game-breaking bug. And I mean, there's just things like that in Fallout where you did find a couple of those, and people were putting those out. People were saying straight up, "There's some game-breaking bugs here. Don't go to this part of the game. Don't do this. Don't do that." And I don't remember finding that on Witcher 3. I'm not saying it's a fact. Just, but things like that, and the combat system was unique and different, hard to catch on to, and all that stuff. But you get a hang of it, and it's lovely.
Yeah, I experienced one bug in Witcher 3 very consistently, and it's like a little annoying. Every time there's a new scene, like that loads in, my beard loads in slower than the rest of everything else. So like, it'll show my character, and then like, my character's beard will fade in.
I was thinking your beard. No, like I'm looking at you. He's got a beard. Like, what are you talking about?
No, Geralt's beard.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't load as quickly as everything else.
I think I remember seeing that. Yeah,
it's just like,
but it's not game breaking.
No,
again, yeah.
But
it's cool that they did that, and then apparently that Heart of Stone DLC is just, jizz worthy. So
yeah.
Like, good for them, man.
Good for them.
And then they're coming out with a new game, Cyberpunk 2077, just slated for release in 2016. So right now, that's what's being heard. That game,
ambitious.
That style, that world, Cyberpunk, all that stuff, so underused.
Yeah.
And like, the last time we saw something that was really good, that was probably that I would consider semi-cyberpunky, probably Fifth Element.
That's pretty old.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Cloud Atlas had some cyberpunky parts.
Yeah.
Which were cool, and that movie was very ambitious in itself. But my point is, it's been a while since something really good came out.
Yeah,
from that.
I'm really sick of steampunk. Can I be honest with you for a second? I think steampunk has, outlived its stay in our society, our alternative subculture society that we all get to look at sometimes. But the first time I experienced cyberpunk as a child was watching Akira, the Japanese anime movie.
God,
and that movie's amazing. And that was just cyberpunk deserves more use in our,
I agree,
media than it's given.
Yeah, it's weird how that happens. How steampunk, someone finally tries to do steampunk, and then everybody goes, steampunk's effing amazing.
Yeah.
And it lasts for a really long time. It's the same thing with zombies. Someone tried something really good with a zombie game. Zombie games and zombie movies, you can't go anywhere without seeing them right now. So it's like they stick to what's safe. So hopefully, and it's developers like CD Projekt Red who try something new that deserve the awards and accolades that they got. So
congratulations, CD Projekt Red, Game of the Year, and that is fantastic.
Yeah, and thanks for, I don't know if you guys motion cap the boobies, but they're top notch.
Top notch.
But yeah. So what else we got here?
I think the next thing that happened while we weren't doing this podcast was the PlayStation Experience.
Right.
A lot of weird random news came out of PlayStation Experience. Nothing like too, jump for joy. But there's a few things that just I personally were really kind of cool. Like the first thing I'm going to talk about is the least important is Destiny Sparrow Racing League. I'm a huge Destiny fan.
Yes.
I've been obsessed with that game since it came out.
Oh, we do need to throw that out there, huh? That needs to
I'm going to talk about Destiny a whole lot because I've been playing that game forever and I love it. And there's nothing you'd say about Bungie or the game that would change my mind.
Good.
But so the Destiny Sparrow Racing League was announced and then it hit the game just a few days after, and I'm a little underwhelmed, just a little bit. But at the same time, it's free, so I can't be disappointed in the sense of like, oh, I paid for this.
Yeah, I mean the thing with the Sparrow Racing League is like it wasn't like they announced Destiny Sparrow Racing League, the new game that's gonna like try to kill Mario Kart or something like that. So it's like
a little thing you can do.
It was like those things like that, like and if people continue to listen to this, they will learn to know that I'm extremely skeptical about everything. And so luckily I don't get underwhelmed very often because I set my standards very low. But it's like that doesn't change the fact that yes, I got on Destiny and I was like, oh, Sparrow Racing League's kind of cool, and I played maybe 3 races with a friend, and then we were both bored and we went back to Fallout. Yeah. So not that it's boring, not that it's lame, not that it's not well done. It is. It's all of those things. It's well done. It's fun. It's cool. They've got the little horns that you can unlock and stuff. It's all goofy shit. And I mean, it's a great little update for the game, but it's not gonna like make people who got bored of doing hard mode Oryx come back and go, now I have something new to do.
Yeah, I will say I want to just praise the game for being able to hold on to people as long as it has. Because games like that you only see from like MMOs, and this game's a little bit of an MMO.
Yeah, but
it's not fully an MMO, but you still see dedication. Like
it's taken a lot from MMOs, which I think is what keeps people coming back. It's because they know, okay, they're going to keep bringing stuff in. They're going to keep making these new raids. They're going to keep giving us reasons to, try really hard to get somewhere with this game. And everybody loves loot, and that's what it is. It's one of those loot hoarding games. So that's cool. And then, so Destiny Sparrow Racing League. What else did we get?
The next notable thing that I just saw was the gameplay trailer reveal for Final Fantasy VII, which I'm going to be honest, I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan. I was not excited for this game. I didn't care. I was just like, Final Fantasy VII, that's a huge game. It did a lot for, Japanese role-playing games in America. And I respect what it as a piece of art and a work of just amazing gameplay. And but at the same time, not excited because I'm not into those kind of games.
That's me.
I'm blowing up tonight.
Yeah, Hollywood over here.
Then they had the gameplay reveal, and they built the game with Unreal Engine 4.
Wait, did you do that? You're going to make a beautiful game.
It's beautiful. Yeah. First of all, the game looks amazing. Also, the huge seller for me was the combat I saw. It looked a lot like Kingdom Hearts style combat.
I wonder why.
Maybe because it's
Square.
Great.
Yeah,
it's
Square Enix. They made both.
The second I saw that, I was like, I'm going to play this game. I can't wait to play this game. So, it's amazing.
Do you know release dates?
No idea.
Full
I can't
prices,
imagine.
Anything?
So another interesting thing about this game that's probably the most controversial right now is that they're going to be releasing the game in parts.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I think there's 2 reasons they're doing this. One is to get the game out sooner, and 2, because they want to make the most money possible off this.
I think the reason they're doing it is because Twilight did it.
Smart.
Yeah, that's and Twilight's Twilight,
Yeah.
It is the greatest book and movie series of all time.
Yeah, I think everyone should follow Twilight's.
Yes, everyone should do everything Twilight
Quadrilogy.
But by the way, I'm kidding. I hate Twilight. I think
anybody took you seriously.
Good. I hope they didn't. No, yeah, I think you're right. It's definitely things coming out in parts is huge right now. Harry Potter. Twilight.
You remember Harry Potter? You remember Twilight?
The Hunger Games.
Yeah, all those Marvel movies are coming out in parts.
Yeah, the Infinity War 1 and Infinity War 2. They're going to be in different parts. So yeah, it's like people will buy it in parts. People will go see it in parts. Let's just do it. That's going to make us more money.
one of the PR people for Square Enix did say, or whoever is in charge of saying these kind of things, said that the episode, I'll say episode now, the part will be like that you'll experience are like entire game experiences. Like they said it would be the length of a full game in like for each part, and that worried me because not because I don't want to play a full game, because I think that's going to inspire the publishers to charge a full MSRP $60 for each installment, which will be disgusting. If each episode is more than $20, that's going to be disgusting.
Yeah. That's scary news right there. I also have never been a huge fan of Final Fantasy games. I played Final Fantasy 8 when I was younger. My brother played Final Fantasy 7. We kind of just like that was kind of our thing. My friend Sean played Final Fantasy 9. It was like we never all played the same one. And so 7 for my brother is a huge thing. So like I've seen, his reaction to it. I've seen the world's reaction to Final Fantasy 7, which is that it's the greatest thing of all time. And they're making the hype very real right now. They've got Cloud's coming to Super Smash,
which is amazing.
Yeah, his Buster Sword is going to take up half the screen every time you use him.
I've seen a lot of people complain that Cloud coming to Super Smash Brothers is nothing more than just like a marketing scheme for the game. Who gives a shit? Cloud's coming to Smash Bros.
Yeah, let it happen.
Who cares?
I mean, fuck. Sony tried to make their Super Smash Bros. And it sucked penis. I am saying that like it's a bad thing too. Sucking penis is great.
No, I'm just saying.
I love doing it.
That game was not good, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
it was just kind of okay.
Well, yeah, that's not good enough. You don't come out with a game that's the same type as Super Smash Brothers and have it go. It needs to be top notch.
Well, they kind of half-assed the shit out of it. So.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed kind of like it was like for the fans. Like the reason we're gonna sell this is because you get a bunch of Sony characters in one place.
But I played that game a lot, and I'm not.
Do you have that game?
I do. I
didn't know that you had that game.
It is. I don't regret buying it. I have a lot of fun playing it.
Good for you. I'm in denial of things too. So the combat in Final Fantasy VII was static, character standing in one place, selecting your turns, doing your thing. In the most recent Final Fantasy, it was very much more actiony. There was a 3D arena. You'd move around it, and a lot of things would happen. What did it look like in the trailer? Because I'm a noob right now, but I have not watched it.
They specifically only show you like tiny bits and pieces, but it looked like, I mean, it could be that exact thing, a 3D kind of environment, but it looked like a lot of dashing and slashing, running around. So it looked more action based and a lot more interesting. Yeah. And Unreal Engine 4 makes this, and like there's sparks and particle effects, and it's absolutely beautiful. And
that's probably gonna be pretty cool, and they're gonna make a buttload of money for it. People have been waiting for their Final Fantasy VII remaster for a very, very long time. So
I haven't made the rounds yet, but I'm sure there's like a really loud, angry group of people that hate that it's not exactly the same as the old game.
Have they said so far that it's not going to be exactly the same?
Yeah, they said it's going to be a little different. They're going to have different things happen.
I wonder if they're going to just add on stuff I wonder if it's going to be like the whole Star Wars remaster where George Lucas was like, well, I'd really like it if there was a song and dance number in this part with like Muppets, and if you see Jabba the Hutt way too early when Han Solo's getting on his ship at that one part, and it's just going to be dumb shit. Because that's the problem we have as people. That's the problem I have while I'm going to school here, is if I look at my work for too long, you think of all these things that you can do that made it better, but the difference between me looking at my work and Final Fantasy's looking at their work is Final Fantasy is a classic and like a god status in like where it stands. So it's like, but people will want to change things about what they made,
of course.
So it's like, hopefully they don't go overboard with it and go, I've been wanting to do this for 20 years. Let's put this thing here. And then it's like a really shitty decision.
If there's a trailer that comes out that shows that there's a huge dance number with some chocobos and Sephiroth, I will buy that game immediately. I will pre-order it the second I see that, because only because I'm saying that I will, not because I actually want it.
I mean, if there's a dance number with chocobos, though, that'd be pretty damn funny.
I love chocobos.
Chocobos are a great creature.
I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan, but I did play 7 through 10.
Chocobos span across a couple of different universes in video game land.
Really?
Yeah, they're not Final Fantasy only. I can't really remember off the top of my head right now what other games they're in, but I know for a fact that they are dimension traveling beasts. And it's impressive that they can do that, because you think they're just these like really little dumb creatures, but no, they go across multiple universes, my friend.
You know what that means is that all these universes are connected.
Yeah,
and
there's going to be a game at the end.
Yeah, at the end of the world.
At the end of the world, there's going to be a game.
all the Square Enix games and SquareSoft before their Square Enix games are just going to like come together.
It's just going to mold into Final Fantasy quadrillion 14.
Yeah. All the main Final Fantasy characters are going to fuse together and form some ambiguous, beautiful
disgusting
anime creature with like 1,000 swords.
Yeah, and they're all huge.
They're massive.
And they're like the thing that talks is an animal instead of a person.
Of course.
And what else? And they'll still ride on a chocobo, because even though they're going to be huge, and they'll still ride a chocobo.
Yeah, going to ride a chocobo through one of those, what are they called, Moogles, or those little naked baby monkeys?
Naked baby,
whatever they are. I don't know. It's been a long time since I played Final Fantasy.
Yeah, me too. I know, we're sitting here talking about something we don't even know about. It's great stuff.
So something I want to talk about really quick before we move on from these two events that happened is Kojima was banned from attending the Video Game Awards by Konami.
So I heard.
Yeah, and I think that is a pretty ballsy move by Konami, because you got this guy who's the mastermind behind their largest intellectual property, in my opinion, and it's his vision, it's everything he created, and they're just cutting him off completely because he left the company for some reason that nobody knows. And I think it's just like, it's kind of a huge asshole move. I remember watching a video, the entire crowd booed when they learned the news of that, and like Konami is just going to be sent to just build their pachinko machines that that's doing pretty well in Japan. But I think that we're nearing the end of Konami with just like the video game community just kind of like hating them. With
the way they've acted about this is what does it.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they went so childish about it, like banning him from showing up to the awards. Like that's like something when you're 16 and you don't let your girlfriend go to a dance because her ex-boyfriend's there. It's just stupid. And it's something you wouldn't do now that you're an adult, and you chuckle at it because you're like, who gives a shit? Like, Kojima's not going to show up and immediately take over Konami. You know, it's not going to happen that way. But they did it anyways.
He's going to accept the word for a Metal Gear Solid, lean in like, Konami was an inside job.
He's going to lean in, and a Metal Gear is going to come up from underneath him, and he's going to guide it to destroy Konami.
Metal Gear.
Yeah. A thing to surpass Metal Gear. Oh.
But I just think that's, I don't want to say despicable because that's a strong word, but it's a shitty move by Konami, just barring probably like one of the biggest names of video games.
Yeah.
But good news is that his, I don't know, no compete, I don't know what it's really called, a contract where he's not allowed to do anything just ended in December, so he's going to start making stuff again. We're going to see some Metal Gear PT hybrid games with Guillermo del Toro.
Wouldn't that be terrifying? Guillermo del Toro make a PT Pacific Rim Metal Gear Solid thing going
Pacific
on. Pacific T Gear Solid.
Just a game where you play as a giant robot in an endless loop trying to stop a bunch of
And there's
clones.
Giant spirits that chase behind you that you have to look at your shadow to see if they're going to kill you if you turn around.
There's a bunch of kaiju robots.
Bunch of kaiju robots. I like it. They're gonna be partially mechanical, partially living.
Yeah, Robbie, get Guillermo del Toro on the phone right now. We have to tell him this.
Hold on. His number is 958-205, right?
Of course. We have Guillermo del Toro on speed dial.
We don't have Guillermo del Toro on the phone. I'm sorry, guys.
He's busy.
I tried. We're really close friends. He just wasn't picking up right now. We're not actually as unorganized as we seem. We do have certain segments. One that we want to show you guys is something called Michael's Minute, where I release Michael from his cage and allow him to speak on what he wants to speak on for 60 seconds only. And being the evil master that I am, he only gets 60 seconds to say what he wants, and I will cut him off when I feel 60 seconds is up, because time is relative.
Your internal clock says 60 seconds.
You may think that it was only 15 seconds, but it will be 60 seconds. So I will let you go. You let me know when you're ready, and I will start the timer, my friend.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. We are at 30 minutes and 45. Go!
So, talking about Final Fantasy coming out in pieces has reminded me of something that I think is destroying video games, and I use that term very lightly because it's not that extreme. Episodic gaming started out as a huge fad, and everybody loved it, and everybody thought Telltale Games was the coolest thing ever because their games come out in parts, and they're cheap, and they're affordable, and it's great. But let me tell you something, world. Episodic gaming is the most annoying thing in video gaming right now. I was playing the Game of Thrones game, and I've waited months between episodes, and I love Game of Thrones, but I said, fuck this. I cannot wait months in between episodes. I forget everything that happens. I forget every choice that I've made. And they do a little like, oh, what happened last time thing, but that totally takes me out of the whole, immersive experience that I have come to love from the video games that I play. Like, I mean, who wants to sit there and play 3 hours or 4 hours of a video game every couple months where you don't have a chance to really learn about the characters?
All right, you're done. Shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Yeah, you're done. So what was that about?
Episodic games.
Episodic games. Okay, cool. Hey, well done. We made it through our first setup segment.
Good.
I'm happy about that.
I have a couple other things I want to say, but I won't.
That's too bad.
But I won't. I can't. Back in my cage.
Where's my lock button? I don't have anything that makes it sound like a lock. Yeah. He's back. That sounded like a gun.
Robbie, no. Robbie.
Back in your fucking cage. Exactly. No, that was good. That went well. That was so.
I got a little excited. I'm sorry.
No, that was the
recording.
whole point of it. That was perfect. Please get excited. I saw you getting heated. You were channeling.
My palms are sweaty.
You were channeling your inner Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. I hate him, but he is.
He is hateful, but damn, does that guy have spirit?
That's what I want to channel. I want to channel his spirit and disregard his politics. Yeah, that's for a different podcast.
I didn't hear you screaming. I didn't hear you hitting.
I didn't get to that. He usually gets about 5 minutes to talk. And he gets.
Maybe we'll do an extended Michael's Minute, like a special feature on the Blu-ray.
On the Blu-ray, we have 5 minutes. I start growling.
I just hate chicken neck bastards.
Just chicken neck Nellies.
Let me tell you something. You see a Nelly? You fear them. Because they're trying to teach you something about being a Nelly.
Telltale's making us weak.
I want you to be people again.
They're making us pay multiple times.
It's bullshit.
Damn it. I get so heated. I get so damn heated.
Well, so congratulations on that. That was good. Now I think we had a little conversation. So we wanted to start this podcast a little while ago, but we weren't able to get it out until recently. So we're kind of this is episode 1 Redux.
Ooh.
So we did have a subject that I didn't want to leave behind, and we've not really talked about it too much. But myself and Michael are both huge Fallout 4 fans.
Of course.
Our whole friend group out here is.
Who isn't?
Actually, a lot of friends back in California who haven't played it yet. So.
I know 2 guys that don't play it, and I don't know what's wrong with them.
You don't know them anymore? You've already stopped.
Yeah, I stopped. I saw one the other day, and I had Fallout 4 up on the screen, and he's like, "What are you playing?"
You told him to get the fuck out of it.
And I said Fallout 4, and he's like, "Oh no, not you too." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of my house."
Yeah, that's when you're like, "Oh no, not you two."
Yeah, not you by yourself.
Yeah, welcome to the New World Order, bastard. Yeah. But
and then I branded Bethesda's. I hog-tied him, and I got my brand and Bethesda.
And then you Bethesda'd him, and then just right on your chest as well, just right. Just to show your allegiance.
Yeah,
right?
And then I sent the video to Bethesda, and they sent me a free copy of Fallout 4.
That's good. But you didn't name your kid Dovahkiin. So
I wish I could have.
I would have done that.
Next kid I have, I'm named Sean.
There you go. I'll name my next kid Father.
I'm gonna name my next kid Mr. Boobies.
So we're all we that was a little snippet, a little sneak peek of a little Let's Play thing that we're going to be setting up here. But anyways, Fallout 4 has 3, well, kind of 4, but I'm going to stick with 3 because the Minutemen don't count.
Take that, Harley.
Distinct factions who have opinions that matter. Mm-hmm. That's the difference of the Minutemen. The Minutemen just follow you blindly, and all of them die, and then you show up, and you grab a minigun, you kill a Deathclaw for them, and you're their general.
Yeah.
So, obviously, nothing in life that's easy is worth it. you know. So
you just made me realize how sheepish the Minutemen are.
oh yeah, they're extremely sheepish.
They're just like, oh, you're above
be a
average.
shepherd. Yeah, oh my god.
Above average strength.
You got in a power suit and killed a Deathclaw. It happened.
None of us could have done that.
Yeah. Mama Murphy could have done that on Jet.
Yeah, give her some Psycho. She'll jump in that fucking power armor.
Fuck yeah, kid. Anyways, there are 3: the Brotherhood of Steel, the Railroad, and the Institute. For those of you who haven't beaten the game yet, 1, stop listening to our show and go play it. Just kidding, keep the show on while you're playing it. But pause this part because there's going to be a few
Lots of spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
So the Institute is a group in the game that I'm going to give people time to
Pause.
yeah.
Beep, 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 beep.
All right, they're paused. The Institute is a group in the game that you can actually join. You find out later in the game that you can join them. I'm going to try to keep this as little spoiler-free as possible. Well, I guess if you know that you can join them, then you know who their leader is, huh?
You don't have to say.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It just feels bad.
You could join the Institute.
It feels wrong. Yeah, you can join the Institute, and you get to learn a lot about the Institute. And on my first playthrough, I didn't do the main story for a long time. I learned a lot about the Railroad, I learned a lot about the Brotherhood, and I learned a lot about what people think of synths. So my original playthrough, in my eyes, synths were the bad guys. They were just the bad guys. And I failed to see immediately that this game was more than the black and white evil versus good bad guys kind of thing. Because that is not the case. The Institute is not nearly as bad as they seem. And you'll get to learn that. But you'll also learn about what the Railroad's policies are, which are that they think that the synths have free will and that they deserve to be free. That they're essentially being used as slaves and that the Railroad needs to set them free. So that is the Railroad's policy. The Brotherhood's policy, haven't delved super far into, but I do know someone in this room that might know a lot about it.
Okay, so the Brotherhood at Victorium, first of all.
Jesus Christ.
Their whole policy is that, as you might have learned through Fallout 3 or the other Fallout games, they believe in destroying all things that represent the inhumane actions of the world before, such as creating supermutants, which happened before the war, and death claws, and whatever.
Death claws happened before the war?
I think they did. They were created.
Wow.
Don't quote me on that. I'm not a Fallout historian, but I heard somebody told me.
You're not a scribe. You're a knight.
Yeah, I'm a knight.
Yeah,
somebody told me that death claws were created, not born naturally from radiation.
Well, yeah. That was me. Yeah.
So their whole idea is that anything that represents the, atrocities of the past need to be destroyed to recreate a better future.
Okay.
And the Institute and the synths are part of that.
Right. And the Railroad are part of that because they believe that the synths, that certain synths should still live. So, the big conversation is who's right between the 3 of them. Obviously, there is no right. There is really no wrong. But myself and Michael both have varying opinions on the situation, and I think it's a useful conversation to have because it shows more about it shows a bit more about life than it does just about the game, depending on who you choose and who you really think is right. Because I'm playing a character right now where I'm playing as the Brotherhood, but I'm not doing that because I think the Brotherhood's right. Elder Maxon can fall on his bike and he blames synths for it.
Inaccurate.
But my first playthrough, I went with the Institute, which I found to be a tough decision because I was scared. And I remember there was probably like 2 days where I was having this mental just breakdown where I was going, oh my God, the synths aren't bad this whole time. Like in my head I was like, oh Jesus, well, I've been brainwashed, and I'm like trying to get out of it. I'm getting like pouring water on my face and stuff. And you find out so much different stuff between all of them. And so I think the Institute between the two are between all 3 are correct, and this is why. The Railroad are that the Railroad is the monkey in the middle. The major powers are the Brotherhood and the Institute. The Railroad is the group that they're the hipsters of doing the right thing, I think, because they think that they're doing something. They really think they're having an effect on the world that's positive, and they will die for that. And they think, oh, we're underground, we're not mainstream.
Nice.
All this stuff. And but I really don't think that they are making any true impact on the world, because you're saving these robots that the Institute have stated on multiple occasions don't truly have free will, and that they run away because they think that that's what they're supposed to do, because that's what humans tell them. Don't you not like being a slave? Blah, 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 all that stuff. And then what happens? You get synths who believe that they are raiders, and synths that, who do all sorts of things and steal people's lives because they honestly think they're that person. And that's not... The Institute didn't mean for any of that to happen. So... But they do hold some things that they need to change. They don't come out publicly and tell people these things. So it's very easy for people to turn them into the boogeymen. As for the Brotherhood, in my eyes, the Brotherhood do this thing where it is it's all or nothing. If it's and I don't think in any situation all or nothing works very well.
It's working pretty well in my game. Let me tell you something. Sorry.
It's all good. Where they, super mutants are bad because they aren't humans. That's their thought.
They also eat people.
They need to survive. We eat cows, and cows can't fight. We eat Brahmin, and Brahmin can't fight back. But if they could, they would demonize us, Yeah. It's the two different sides. And you've stated this before. I'm apparently hyper disconnected from my own race.
It's true. It gets you in trouble.
Yes. And I for me, them saying that humanity deserves to live and that everything else that's not humanity is wrong, that just doesn't calculate well with me, because humanity in that game had its chance, and they fucked it up very, very hard. They destroyed the planet, essentially. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the main causes for issues and distrust among people is a group of people, such as governments, who believe that what they are doing is right for everyone else, and that their decisions are the best for everybody despite what everybody says. Thinking that you're above somebody else and thinking that your decisions are better than their decisions. So in the Brotherhood's case, salvage is all theirs, right? When they find salvage?
Most of the time, yeah. 9% of the time. Would
they say a farmer goes into a place, just a random survivor goes into a place that they are currently sweeping out, would they kick them out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if they disagree, they'd probably kill him.
Yeah.
Without hesitation.
Yeah. No mercy, ad victoriam. And see, in my eyes, that's them saying our cause is better than yours.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's an unfair thing to do, and I think that that's something that's not going to bring humanity to a better light in the Fallout world. So I blew up the Pridwin, and I hit Elder Magson with a baseball bat and sent him flying across the airport. So it was a good feeling. It was. I laughed heartily.
I remember.
But yeah. So in my eyes, out of the three groups, none of them are right. But if I had to choose one of the three, it would be the Institute, because to me, they are just working quietly, trying to fix the world with technology. And
see, it sounds like you just described the Brotherhood, my friend. Except the word quietly would be replaced with violently.
True, but I mean, it's hard for me to make a decision. It is because if I was in that world, and this is the same way for me in real life, I will never describe myself as a Democrat or Republican or anything like that, because I can't choose sides, because there might be one or two things that I dislike that group does, and if I don't agree with it, I can't defend it. So if someone says the Institute's wrong, I would say, you're right. even if I was part of the Institute, because I know that the Institute does fucked up things. And I know that in the Institute's eyes, they kind of do the same thing that the Brotherhood does, in the sense that they go, we know what's right for all you people, you know, and they look down upon the Commonwealth because they live underneath it and they're better than it, yada, yada, yada. And it drives me crazy. So it's like, it's very hard for me to say that any of those groups are right. But if I was stuck in a situation where it was die or choose one, it would be the Institute.
Now, if it was me, if it was actual me, I would have joined the Institute as well. Because fuck living on the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
I would live in...
Yeah. I want to live with robotic gorillas.
Yeah,
like, that's pretty cool.
But through in my playthrough, when I saw the Pridwin flying overhead, I was hit by enormous just awe. And I said immediately, this is the winning team. And I think that, yes, it is wrong to have an all or nothing attitude. It can get you in a lot of trouble, and it's kind of, kind of tyrannical and awful in a lot of ways. But at the same time, I wanted to look at who's going to win, who has the best chance of actually changing the world. And while the Institute is in the Commonwealth, and the railroads in the Commonwealth, the railroads aren't really doing anything. They're not actually changing anything. They're just
the railroad really are. They're the monkey caught in the middle, thinking that they're changing something.
They're just throwing a wrench in the cods of both.
Of both. They're like, haha, the victors.
We slowed you down mildly.
Yeah, we're gonna save synths.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with synths in my game. I'm married to a synth, and that was going to be the only deciding factor if I stay with the Brotherhood or not, is if they told me I had to get rid of her. I was going to say no, and love conquers all.
Yes, even though love doesn't exist.
But I think that the Brotherhood has the greatest means of actually changing the world. And I think that while I understand your position, and I agree with it to a huge extent, that humanity may not deserve to rule the planet anymore, the fact is that I am human, and I'm not going to just lay down and die. So I'm going to pick up my gun, I'm going to get my power armor, and I'm going to go take some farm stuff from this farmer because the Brotherhood need it more. And you know what? I have a rule in my game where I never resort to violence unless somebody is violent against me first. So it is a little hard being part of the Brotherhood, but I never shot first. Yeah. I always, even when they told me to go, spoiler, they told me to go kill the railroad. They said, they said super sociopathic. They're like, well, looks like there's some railroad guys. If we just take out their top leaders, they should, be defunct pretty quickly. Just go kill them all. And I'm like, I don't really want to. Yeah. But I didn't get a chance to say that. It just automatically made me an enemy of the railroad.
Yes.
And I arrived there, and in my mind, I was like, I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to use my super charisma to convince them to stop because I don't want to kill them. The second I walked through the door, they're already shooting me. So I was like, just kill them all.
No, this helps, yeah. Talk about sociopathic. When I did that, just to interject real quick, when I did that whole part, I actually followed the railroad while I was with the synth, or while I was with the Institute, up until the point where the Brotherhood attacks the railroad. So I got the quest to go kill all the railroad leaders at the same time that I got the quest that the Brotherhood was trying to kill the railroad leaders. So I showed up, killed all the Brotherhood, saved all the railroad, and then while they were confiding in me about how we were going to get back at the Brotherhood, I started beating them to death with baseball bats.
I think I was there when you did that.
Yes.
Was really entertaining.
It was horrific.
Another thing, and this is our conversation that we had on the PlayStation Party.
Yes.
Super mutants, I generally think that they're, a sign of old world science experiments on people that are inhumane. And what they do is they make people into more super mutants, and they eat them, and it's awful. And they should all be eradicated. But I met one nice super mutant. He helped me get in the Institute. And I forget his name. Virgil. Virgil. And I totally had the full intentions of keeping him alive and helping him turn back into a human, but I was unable to find the thing in the Institute. I forgot about it to get him that thing. Okay. And the Brotherhood told me, you got to go kill him because he's a problem. And I was like, I'm going to show up there and I'm going to tell him that he needs to lay low. And the second I read the door, he's like, you forgot my thing. And he tried to kill me. And I was like, what if, asshole, I'm sorry. A lot going on in my mind. So I, blew his head off.
Oh, damn.
Ad Victoriam.
It's like your get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
Ad Victoriam.
No, I don't think the Brotherhood is right in anything that they do generally, but I just think that they're going to win. And they want to help, and the way they go about it is not really right, but it's effective.
I think that's a righteous reason for you. I didn't actually know the reason until now. that you saw them and said, out of all these groups, this is probably the only one that's going to make it to the point where humanity can survive again, and that's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah. So I'm glad to hear it, because the Brotherhood really their cause is everything but humans must die. It's kind of like, ooh, chill out there, buddy. Okay, I posted a status earlier on Facebook that said, if you end a text message with a period, you're a fucking asshole. See that? That's 2 fucking periods right there. Cool.
Oh, wow.
Perfect.
Jeez.
Sorry anybody listening out here. I just but yeah, so I mean, I just it's the conversation that you can have about this is the same conversation that you could have in Skyrim with the Imperials and the Nords.
I was a Nord.
Oh, me too. Me too. I'm fuck the Empire kind of guy, and so it's just cool. I think that Bethesda and the Fallout world lacking the immediate I don't know, like liveliness that like The Witcher had, lacking that immediately in conversations, lacking all kind of that, but it has this overtone that can kind of spring out these conversations that I don't know if that I've really had in very many other games, Absolutely
not. This is somewhat unique to Bethesda games as far as like how drastically ambiguous your decisions might be and how gray the situations might be.
And they did and this one's like specifically because the main story quest has you going along with the faction. Yeah.
I just want to say really quick about Skyrim, just for like 2 seconds. Everyone gives Nords shit
out
because...
of time. I'm just kidding.
Everyone gives Nords shit because they're seemingly racist against the Drow.
Oh,
and, even I was like, they're kind of mean against the Drow. But guess what? 1,000 years prior, the Drow enslaved...
This is Michael Minute stuff.
They enslaved the Argonians. And the union that they all had, the Nords were forced to say, hey, they can't be your slaves because we all need to work together. And the Drow were assholes about it. And I was playing through Elder Scrolls Online, and all the Drows are fucking assholes to Argonians.
Yeah.
Fuck the Drow.
Yeah, it's terrible.
They get everything they deserve.
Yes. Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad we did. So we're coming down. We're about 7 minutes out here.
Coming down now.
Coming down now.
Let's bring it down.
Let's lower the energy level. And I mean, picture yourself in a bushel inside of a rainforest, and all you hear around you is the dripping of water. Blip, 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 blip. That right there. Yeah, perfect. And maybe some crickets and some other bugs.
I can't do crickets.
And just enjoy it from there on. And then, bam, you're back in B through Z. Ha! Because fuck that shit, man. We ain't a rainforest. Anyways, we have the last segment. Really, is my indie pick. I am a huge indie fan, being a major PC gamer, huge on Steam. I see a lot of shitty indie games, a lot of good indie games, and a lot of in the middle indie games. So I get really happy about good indie games to the point where I believe we want to consider this segment Robbie's indie boner for the week. So what's giving me a boner this week indie wise? I would have to say a game just recently came out. I'm not going to say that Baby and Dad game, because I'm not going to say that a Baby and Dad game gave me a boner.
Although that game looks really fun.
Yes, it does. We'll talk about that in a second. But a game just came out of Steam Greenlight called Ben and Ed. And the name's Ben and Ed. And it is your main character is a zombie, and he is trying to rescue his best friend who is trapped at the end of this fucked up kind of obstacle course. It's kind of like that show Whiplash, but violent because you're a zombie.
Sounds amazing.
So there's blades, there's lasers, and you can lose limbs but keep going.
Ooh.
So you can lose an arm, you can lose a leg, and you can hobble there. And from what I've seen, you can even rip your own head off and throw it to get to the finish line. So it is physics-based, it is hilarity ensuing, and it is probably going to be a huge thing for Let's Players in the coming weeks because people will be laughing their butts off watching that one. So right now, a game about a zombie rescuing his friend in Running Man style show is giving me a boner this week. Yeah, nonstop.
I'd like to point out this is non-sponsored. This is a genuine,
right. Sorry, yeah, I know. I
not a sponsor.
I go full on ad like
genuine boner.
Yes,
not an ad boner.
These are me. This is literally me. I do this, and this is how I try to get my friends to play games with me. Is I go full advertising guy mode, and I'm like, it has all these features, blah 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 blah. You know,
it's truly an amazing game.
Yeah, truly an amazing game made by an amazing developer.
10 out of 10 B through Z.
10 out of 10 B through Z boner certified. No, I just really, I get a hard on for some of these games. So I was looking at this indie game last night called Gang Beasts.
I love Gang Beasts.
It's apparently coming to PS4.
Yeah, I'm super stoked about it.
So we're gonna all have to get it,
of
and
course.
just, if we can breathe when we're done playing, then we did it wrong because we need to be laughing hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was watching that and just laughing my ass off. But Ben and Ed is one of those from the way it looks, and so I'm definitely gonna pick that one up, and hopefully I will do some recording and put it up on the B through Z YouTube, which I'm creating currently.
Yeah, I expect a lot of content from us.
Yes, definitely. We're gonna do all we can to do that. And so we got about 3 minutes left here. So, baby and dad game. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that. Why don't you let them know what it is while I Google the name real quick?
Yeah, I don't know the name either.
Yeah.
But it is a game where it's a 2-player game. One person plays a father who is trying to baby-proof his house from all the dangers that it might have, and the other player is playing as an infant child trying to kill itself. It is
called Who's Your Daddy?
Who's Your Daddy? It is one of the most ridiculous game ideas, but it sounds so fun. I only hope that the game has a huge amount of ways to kill yourself, otherwise it's going to get dull quick, but I think it's definitely worth a few plays.
It is just the idea. Whoever came up with that is truly like one of the most creative things.
It's super creative.
So funny.
It's such an interesting game.
You've got these head-to-head games, but you've never heard of a head-to-head game where one group is trying to save the other group from killing themselves.
So good.
And this baby, like in the video, you see the baby like climbing into an oven, and he's like trying to close the oven before the baby gets inside of it, going up to stick plugs, and blowing their head off.
I feel like the game's got to be a little, biased towards the player trying to kill themselves because there's so many ways to die.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you gotta not be, super sensitive to stuff like that.
I as a father, I feel
I'm glad that you as a father can give us the
I usually cringe at the idea of dying children, but this game is so funny.
So, dying children, you cringed at them. What about Game of Thrones? What about that?
Oh,
when we watched that, I remember the room.
Yeah, that was hard. I loved Stannis right up until.
Oh, dude, that was bad.
I hated myself for I almost cried because I was just like, no.
So, let me give you. So we are our group of friends out here are huge Game of Thrones fans, and we had a So we had a Game of Thrones night. I think this was for the finale where you did the wrestling tournaments.
Oh yeah, that was the finale.
Okay, so he got his wrestling game. Michael did. And made all the characters, and you get to make little Twitter handles for them. Oh, yeah. Stannis Baratheon comes out on the game because we were playing it was like a drinking game, like a betting something, whatever. Yeah. And it was like who won this, and we just let the comms fight each other. And Stannis Baratheon comes out, and his whole outfit it says Stannis Baratheon, and his Twitter handle is @FatherOfTheYear. Oh man, that was so good. It was just like. Made me very, very happy. Very, very happy.
I generally am noticing myself siding with really like authoritarian kind of people with authoritarian ideals, and then they fucking stab me in the back all the time. And I need to learn that lesson. Stannis Baratheon, I loved him. I was like, he's the rightful king of Westeros.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Burns his child.
What an atrocity.
Yeah.
Couldn't handle that. Same thing with Brotherhood ad Victoriam.
What happened with the Brotherhood?
They're just asking me to kill a bunch of people I don't want to kill. I'm not like that. I don't like doing that. Yeah. But I stuck with it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And I was totally fine with killing everybody that I killed. I think the railroad...
That's what said,
when the Institute was like, you need to go kill the railroad, I was like... already done.
How quickly you want it done.
Hell, I can be there in like 2 hours.
You want me to make it look like an accident?
Yeah, we can have the whole catacombs cave in on them and stuff. It's no big deal. It's no problem for me.
What kind of calling card you want to leave?
Yeah, the Institute calling card, but we'll stick a synth hand in each of their pockets.
What does this mean?
Who could have done this? Well, probably not the Institute. Exactly. But yeah, so looks like we're about out of time here, buddy.
I would like to plug my Twitter.
Do it.
At Michael Bubbles. That's my Twitter handle. Please feel free to tweet me any questions or concerns.
I don't have a Twitter, but I think we'll have to make a B through Z Twitter.
Yeah.
This is going to be posted on the B through Z website. It is B, the letter B, through. Not like being thrown, but like through, like you go through a tunnel, and the letter Z, .tk.com. And we have our fantastic friend Adam is building the whole website for us. I am creating the YouTube account. We have B through Z at gmail.com is our email. You can email us any questions, any comments, anything you want us to talk about there. And check us out on YouTube. Tweet Michael, give us ratings.
I'll follow anybody that tweets me at Victorium.
There you go. And if I will create a Twitter account and I will follow anybody who tweets him pictures of Elder Maxon dead.
If you tweet me a picture of Elder Maxon dying, I'm going to block you on Twitter.
Yeah, but I will follow you.
It's going to be quite the war, Twitter war.
All right, cool. That is episode 1. So thank you very much for listening, guys.
B through Z.tk.
Yeah, enjoy it. Have a good one.